everyone. Already we discussed in the previous that we called as pollen pistil interactions. Now we are discussing artificial hybridization. So what is artificial hybridization? Next we will discuss later on topic of plant breeding technique. In the plant breeding technique, we are crossing between the two plants, that is two different species or two different genus. Artificially we are crossing to produce desired hybrid plant. That this is artificial hybridization technique is a very important approach in the crop improvement program to produce different varieties of commercial crops, to produce different varieties of hybrid plants. What is artificial hybridization? For example, these are the two plants. Example, if we consider these are the two plants. One plant, this is it's one female pot. This is called male plant. This female pot, once this stigma is receptivity means stigma is mature. That time, pollen grains from other desired plant, other species, these are collected and dusted on the stigma. This we called as a cross breeding technique, cross pollination between the two different species. That's why in case it's a bisexual flower, this stigma, this carpel is protected to prevent the unwanted pollen grain, to encourage the only dusting of desired pollen grain. This technique we called as what you call artificial hybridization. It's a very important technique. It's very important approach in the plant breeding program. First we will discuss what are the steps are present in the artificial hybridization. One we called as emasculation, second we called as bagging, third we called as rebagging. These are very important techniques, very important steps are present in artificial hybridization. What is the first one? Emasculation. What is emasculation? Example, this is called one of the desired plant I selected. This is called female plant I selected. Female. A female plant which consists of this example, this is called one of the flower. A flower which consists of stigma. This is called carpel. This flower are the bisexual flower. If we consider female plant which consists of bisexual flowers, in this bisexual flower, the female part only keeping in the flower, remaining this part. So what you call this male part? This we called as anthers. These anthers remove. How can you remove? When you remove this during bud condition, flower bud condition. Why you are selecting only flower bud? Once the flower is open, maybe both are matured, pollination is over. After removing, no use. That's why in bud time, flower bud time, these anthers are removed with help of forceps. With forceps, anthers clearly removed from that bisexual flower. That process we called as emasculation. What is the emasculation? Anthers are removed from the bisexual part. That we called as emasculation. This is done in the female plant with the bisexual flower. Bisexual flower, removal of anthers from that flower we called as emasculation. That is the first step of the artificial hybridization technique. And come to second one, bagging. After removal of these anthers, what present only in that? That is called carpel only present. The carpel is considered as female part. It's not receptive, it's not matured, now it's in condition. This time, what you do? After removal of anthers, cover the bag covering. The covering of bag we called as bagging. What is the meaning of bagging? After removal of this anther, that we called as emasculation, you are cover this flower, cover this female part that we called as bagging. E cover maybe it's prepared with butter paper. Butter paper means it's very soft paper, like these papers we are using. This bag we called as a butter paper cover. It's cover the female part, cover the flower. After covering, what is the necessity of bagging? Why you are covering to the flower? Once after removal of these anthers, if you cover this butter paper or bagging, it prevent the unwanted pollen grains. Maybe waste pollen grain is reached to the stigma. That's why what you do, it is bagging is prevent the unwanted pollen grain. That's the main purpose of bagging. Next, you are collected pollen grains from the another plant. This is called one plant, and which consists of maybe this is the flower, many anthers. This is the desired pollen grains. These pollen grains are collected. Pollen grains are collected from the desired male plant, and once this stigma is receptivity means stigma is matured, stigma is received the pollen grain in that condition, remove the cover. This we call as remove the cover. E pollen grains dusted on the stigma. Pollen grains is dusted on the stigma. Again, it's rebagging. What you call this step? Rebagging. After dusting of desired pollen grain on the stigma, again bag is covered. That step we called as rebagging. What is the necessity of rebagging? If immediately any unwanted pollen grain is reached to the stigma, that's why rebagging also very important to prevent the contaminated pollen grain reach to the stigma. That's why these 3 steps we are following to produce new hybrid plant in the plant breeding technique. What are the steps? Emasculation, bagging, rebagging. Here one of the important step is we are taking female plant is bisexual flower. If you take bisexual flowers, anthers removing. If you take directly the female plant which consists of only unisexual flowers, that is called carpel only, no anthers. What steps no need? That is called emasculation is no need. Only carpel is present, no anthers. This is called unisexual flower. This is called pistillate flower. What is the necessity of emasculation? That's why the female plant which consists of bisexual flower, emasculation step need. The female flower consists of only unisexual flower, that is called pistillate flower. No need of emasculation. That is very important to produce commercial crops, hybrid crops. With help of artificial hybridization technique in the plant breeding, we are following emasculation, bagging and rebagging. We discussed that previous pollen pistil interactions and artificial hybridization technique. In the pollen pistil interaction, correct pollen grain that we call as the right pollen grain, compatible pollen grain is reached to the stigma. It's promoted the pollen tube, reach the ovary and enter into the ovule through the micropylar. Most of the pollen tube is entered through the micropylar region. Okay. Anyway, through integuments or chalacha or micropyle, ending this pollen tube is entered into the through synergids only, no alternate. But they entered into through integument or maybe chalacha or through micropyle. But the pollen tube ending result is entered through synergids into the embryo sac. Tip of the pollen tube, which consists of 2 male gametes, 2 male nucleus, 2 sperm nucleus, 2 male genomes. Once guided by the piliform apparatus, the pollen tube is entered through the synergids. But among the 2 synergids in the embryo sac, how it is entered into the egg cell? The pollen tube is entered to the one of the synergid among the 2 synergids. Totally 2 synergids are present here. Any one of the synergid pollen tube will allow through one synergid. The pollen tube entered into this synergid, this we called as unhealthy synergid. Remaining is healthy synergid. This is called healthy synergid. This is unhealthy synergid. The pollen tube which entered into the synergid, that synergid we called as unhealthy synergid. Remaining is healthy. Once pollen tube is entered into the synergid, that is two male gametes are present in the tip of the pollen tube. This pollen tube tip part is ruptured. Due to rupture of this pollen tube tip, two male gametes enter into the cytoplasm of the synergid. Through one of the male nucleus is fused with the nucleus of egg cell. That is one male nucleus haploid or diploid. That is male nucleus. That is male gamete. This is called haploid. Okay, and fused with the egg cell. Egg cell is haploid or diploid. That is called egg cell is haploid. Both are haploids due to meiotic divisions. Male gamete is fused with the egg cell. This is called maternal genome. This is called paternal genome. One paternal genome is fused with one maternal genome. The result is zygote. This is called 2n condition. One male gamete is fused with the egg cell. The result is zygote. This we called as synchrony. What you call? Synchrony. This is called fertilization. What is the fertilization? What is the synchrony? One male gamete is fused with one egg cell. That we called as synchrony. That we called as fertilization. The result of fertilization is called diploid zygote. This synchrony is first discovered in the angiosperm by Strasburger. Who is that fellow? Strasburger. Strasburger is first time discovered synchrony in the angiosperm. That is called flowering plants. And synchrony is common in the all sexual reproduction organism. Every sexual reproduction organism, synchrony occurred, zygote is formed. Next, one male gamete is over, is fused with the egg cell. Another male gamete is present now. This another male gamete, that is one paternal nucleus. Another male gamete that is called male genome, paternal genome, haploid, is fused with what is that here? This is the largest cell in the embryo sac, we called as central cell. What consists this? Secondary nucleus present or two polar nuclei present. And the matured embryo sac, before the fertilization, two haploid polar nuclei is fused to form diploid secondary nucleus. That is called, maybe you consider two polar nuclei or maybe secondary nuclei. If you consider two polar nuclei, 1n plus 1n. If we consider secondary nucleus, that we call as a 2n. This is called maternal genome. This is called paternal genome. 1 genome plus 2 genome. 3 nucleus fuse. 1 is male nucleus, 2 is polar nucleus, 3 nucleus fuse. That's we called as triple fusion. What is the result of triple fusion? That is called 10. Primary endosperm nucleus 1n plus 2n, that is called 3n. And 3 nucleus fusion we called as, what you call this? Triple fusion. Triple fusion. This triple fusion is occurred in only angiosperm plant. It's not seen in the gymnosperm plant. Synchrony is followed by triple fusion we called as overall double fertilization. What you call? Double fertilization. A triple fission or double fertilization is first discovered by Navasin and Grignard. Navasin and Grignard. Navasin and Grignard is first discovered this double fertilization in the flowering plants in angiosperms. Anyway, one male gamete is fused with egg cell that we call as syngamy. Another male gamete is fused with the secondary nucleus that we called as what you call triple fission. Syngamy is followed by triple fission, we called as double fertilization. See, first condition syngamy, you see one paternal nucleus, one maternal nucleus. How many genomes are involved here? 2 genomes. One maternal genome, one paternal genomes involved to produce zygote. This syngamy, in the syngamy, how many genomes are involved? 2 genomes are involved. Genome means haploid set of chromosome we call as genome. This is haploid. How many haploid sets involved? 2 haploid sets. That's why 2 genomes are involved in the syngamy. Come to here, triple fission. Triple fission we called as vegetative fertilization. What is the another name of triple fission? Vegetative fertilization. In this triple fission, one paternal genome, 2 maternal genomes. 2 maternal genome, 1 paternal genome. That we called as 3 genomes are involved. 3 genomes are involved in the primary endosperm nucleus, formation of primary endosperm nucleus. In the triple fission, how many genomes are involved? 3 genomes involved. One is called paternal genome, 2 is called maternal genome. Anyway, in the double fertilization, how many genomes are involved? That is syngamy 2 genomes, triple fission 3 genomes. Total how many genomes? 5 genomes are involved. How many paternal genomes are involved in the double fertilization? That is 2 paternal genomes, 3 maternal genomes are involved in the double fertilization. Another, after fertilization, here one point you see, in case cell there is asked after fertilization, what is the result of triple fission? Result they asked means cell, they asked means peck. What is the peck? Primary endosperm cell. Primary endosperm cell. After triple fission, what is the result of nucleus they asked means pen. Primary endosperm nucleus. After triple fission, peck or pen is formed. That is after triple fission. Let us discuss after double fertilization. After double fertilization, that is secondary nucleus or maybe secondary cell, that is central cell is converted into peck. Secondary nucleus are converted into pen. Central cell is converted into peck, that we call as primary endosperm cell, and secondary nucleus is converted into pen, primary endosperm nucleus. This is called only peck or pen formation is seen in angiosperms. It's not seen in the gymnosperm. Previous we discussed in a gymnosperm, endosperm is haploid, but in angiosperm, endosperm is what you call triploid.